Manchester United versus Arsenal. Now I'm going to be asking you guys for your overall review, your predictions. How do you think your team is going to line up? What do you think the scores are going to be? Like we saw in your former game, let me start with Manchester United. You guys played Nottingham Forest, and we saw what happened. Very shocking events. Nottingham scored two in the first 5 minutes. Most of us didn't believe it. I'm sure you didn't believe it also. But you guys showed somehow the resistance, the grit to come back and later win the game, which was impressive. And Arsenal, we also watched your game against Fulham. It was a very wild ride. You know, at one point you were leading, at one point they were leading, and then at the end the game ended 2-2. Even though Fulham were a man down. So with what you saw, what you guys have seen in your former games, how do you think it's going to affect you coming into this game against each other come Sunday 3:30? Yes, can we hear from you first?
I think Ten Hag would be pragmatic. He would play the same way he plays against Arsenal.
Okay.
He will come, sit back, absorb the pressure, and try to hit us on the counter. Now, my problem is if Arteta is going to stick with his new tactics that he has been using this season, or is he going to revert back to the tactics of last season?
Okay.
So it will be interesting to see how he would want to line up. But personally, I feel reverting to last season's tactics would be better against this United team. But it's Arteta, so we wait to see. One area of positive area for me is that Manchester are having defensive issues with their injuries. Luke Shaw is out, Malaysia will be out as well. Varane is also going to be out, and in midfield as well, Mount is not going to be fit for the game. So I would also want to see how Ten Hag would line up given his injury issues. But overall, I think it would be a very straightforward game, one that Arsenal should win easily. So I'm predicting a 2-1 Arsenal win.
Okay.
But if Arsenal are really on it, it could be a 3-1 win.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
And one other area of concern that I have is the officiating. So Anthony Taylor is going to be the referee, and we all know English referees and big games. They might do something, very very controversial.
Of course.
Yes, but that's my prediction. 2-1 Arsenal.
All right.
Yes.
So Power, give us your review and predictions, please.
Yeah, so it's Arsenal against United again. For the last 17 years at OT they've won us once, I think. I saw something like that, I don't know if it's true. But they've not been able to beat us at OT for a while. And at Emirates, I think over the past 5 meetings, we've not won. I think they've won 1-1, we secured 1 draw. I think they've won us like 4 times or something. So I feel like it's always a two-end game. You come to my home. No, in my home I beat you. I go to your home, you beat me. So that's the only reason why I feel like Arsenal will edge over us, because of the support of their home. I mean their fans at home.
Oh, a realistic view. I say realistic.
Yeah. We're going. Our fans are only just going to occupy maybe 1/3 of the place. So we're going to their home, and their fans are very very strong, especially when it comes to Man United, especially when they are playing Man United. So, and like he said, we have some very very key injuries right now. We are without Shaw, we are without Varane, we are without Mason Mount. Not that it makes any difference. But then Arsenal, their attack, yes, they had a bad game against Fulham, but it doesn't take anything from the way the team is building themselves. They have a very very solid team, and attacking wise, they are very very good. I hope this game is not the game that Havertz picks his form from, because everybody is saying it, and I am low-key seeing it happen. And if it happens, it will break my heart. But then I hope it's not the game that he picks his form from. For Ten Hag, I feel like you said, exactly, Ten Hag is going to go pragmatic. Ten Hag now, it's very easy to predict what he's going to do. He doesn't want to change. So he's going to go pragmatic, he's going to go defense. So we are going to play Lindelof, Martinez, the halfback, if we can get Cucurella before Sunday, I see him starting because there's no other person, and they're pushing for that deal to be done immediately. I think it's just because of this game on Sunday.
Transfer window is almost done.
2 days, yeah, 2 days.
This week.
Tomorrow.
No, 2 days.
So Cucurella and Wan-Bissaka, we play Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno. So it's almost the same thing with the team that played them in February. I think that lost 3-2. And then Rashford, I think Hushlan will be back.
Rasmus.
Yes, I think
Rasmus.
he'll be back. And Anthony.
Ibe Haaland.
So Peter Kala. So Rashford, Rashford, Hushlan, and Anthony. 4-3-3. We defend, we hit them on the counter with Rashford and Hushlan.
Do you think it's
So-
that kind of game? Who's doing that kind of game?
No, what I personally
he's not
think
fit,
is it's
though.
going to be Rashford up top with
Garnacho?
Garnacho, yes.
No,
on
So
the wing.
Rashford up top, Garnacho
No.
on the
On
left.
the wing, yeah.
Then we are
Rashford
losing.
right wing. He's not
we are-
going to do
no, no, no,
anything.
We are
He's not
so
going to do
if,
it. Everybody
if
knows.
it's Garnacho on the left with Rashford up top, we are so losing the game. We are giving the game to Arsenal. Do what you want because we are not going to give them any pressure in the defense. Rashford in the strike now. We've seen the last 2 games that he's played strike. We've seen he doesn't charge.
True.
He doesn't. He makes sure you know that he doesn't want to play that
He's a
position.
big man.
Yeah.
And Garnacho,
I'm the big man.
Garnacho playing left wing in this kind of game. I feel like Garnacho is a player you bring 70 minutes. Yes, he's good.
To run around
But you
defenders.
bring him when players are tired.
Tired.
You bring him, Bruno gives him ball, not for him to start in this game. So if Garnacho starts, then Thomas Partey has no work there. Partey will go because
Chopping.
he's not going to do anything. Partey will just touch him twice.
Aquaba.
And
Aquaba.
this guy, Partey will just chop him twice, and then so. But yeah, on the whole, realistically, I'm backing my club. I back United till the end, and I hope we win. But on the score prediction thing, if I'm to put my money, Arsenal win. The best thing we get is a draw. Arsenal win the game by a goal, maybe 2-1. Surprise 3-2 again. Because another thing too is that Arsenal defense very unpredictable.
Yeah.
They can come and then you just go through them like they're not there and score 1, score 2, but then they will also score us. So that's fixed. So goal. So I see 3-2 Arsenal again.
Professional better.
So yeah, I see an Arsenal 3-2 win, but then I back my club, man, and I hope we win.
Alright. Yeah, Abdullah, please.
Yeah, so like I said, it's United versus Arsenal, so it won't be a very predictable game like most people would think it is. And one thing about Ten Hag is he knows actually how to set up against Arsenal, because I don't know if you guys watched the preseason game that in America.
Yeah.
So it was like he sent was it Bruno or Mount to the defensive midfielder because he knew Arteta would use to play out from the back. So Arsenal couldn't play because he actually planned. He had a plan for it, and I think maybe Arsenal is one of the teams he hates a lot, but he actually prepares a game for Arsenal. Even last season, the 3-2, he did that. He did that very, very well. So I think if Arteta, like Dampha said, reverts to his old tactics, because I don't see why not. I think the experiment is enough of the experiment. Like the team he played against City in the cup final, I think that team is actually the team he should be playing. Maybe Havertz for Nketiah and or Jesus, because he is fit now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, so he is fit now. He was on the bench. I think he got on against Fulham, and Timber, who is injured, so Zinchenko can come in his place. So if he goes back to the formation we played last season, with Rice slotting in Xhaka's position and Partey, with Odegaard, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli, I think we would win United. But like I said, it's not a predictable game, because United, they're one of the best teams in transition, and they actually know how to do that very, very well, to soak up pressure, get the ball to Bruno, behind the defense to Rashford, goal. It's very simple for them. So we need to be mindful, and we have this habit of conceding in the first minute at the Emirates, which we need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that happens, then it's going to be a long game for us. And we don't seem to be keeping clean sheets at home. So that's another disadvantage. So like I said, it's an unpredictable game, and United have a lot of firepower despite their injuries. Despite the injuries, they still have Rashford, they still have Bruno. He can create anything, like from nothing. Eriksen is still there. He's a deep line playmaker. Dallo can slot in the left back role, and he can actually play there if he inverts in. Helps Casemiro. So there's a lot of possibilities that Ten Hag can use, and so it wouldn't be a straightforward win for Arsenal, but I think we will win them by a goal. Maybe I wouldn't say 1-0 to the Arsenal, but 2-1 maybe, or even 3-2, because we conceded a lot of goals.
Everybody one goal difference, one
Yeah.
goal difference. So you're saying it's going to be a tight game?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I'm sorry if I may ask, Dampha, any of you can answer. What's happening with Gabriel?
I think personally there is interest in him from Saudi, and Arteta is trying to experiment early in the window, because Saudi's window ends later than the European window. So he's trying to experiment and see if the team can do without him. And then if the money is right, sell Gabriel, and then maybe in January buy a new defender. Yeah.
But wasn't he so integral to your success last season?
I think we were all shocked when we saw Gabriel.
Where is he going?
Okay, the first game, yes, you could say maybe he's experimenting. He doesn't want to. He wants because the game against Forest, I think, at home you're playing against Forest, so you don't really need defense. Like Pep does it sometimes. He doesn't play a defensive midfielder. He just plays Gundogan.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be attack. So in a game against Forest, yes, but when we saw it against Crystal Palace, we were like, what's going on? Like, do they have issues, or is something going?
Yeah.
But I think it might be just experiment. I am hoping it's just experiment, because Gabriel Saliba is our best defensive, with Zinchenko and Ben White. It has worked, and I think that's our strongest team, with Timber out. So Partey should be in the middle, even though he can invert from right back, but you can't leave Partey with transition monsters like Rashford or Bruno. He doesn't have the legs for it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much for that analysis. So yes, Anaya, over to you.
Arsenal versus Manchester United.
Yes. Realistic predictions, please. Realistic.
Why is this not realistic?
That's delusional.
You get a bit to you not realistic.
Okay.
Don't say realistic
All right.
this thing.
All right.
Top, bro.
Arsenal.
Mine to
Arsenal.
be 5-0.
That's a typical Man U.
This talk of sports now, so I'll talk my sports.
Okay.
Arsenal is a good team. Like beginning of season, like the first radio show, I was talking about Arsenal will win the league. Arsenal, although I'm a Man supporter, but I give respect to who owns it. Arsenal earns the respect to be played carefully now. Although I'm quite surprised how Arsenal all of a sudden became pissed off. So the game is going to be hard. It's going to be a hard game. Secka is a threat to me. All the guys you try to play, but Secka is the guy I'm afraid of. These are what they gave him now. And then other guy trying to, he's a creative monster. Martinelli again. So these are my only issues now. That Arsenal's attack, not even their defense and the midfield. Arsenal's attack is my only worry in this game. I thank God that I think Nketiah is injured now.
No, that's what I was about to say.
Nketiah
It's not
is my
injured.
problem.
He's not injured.
He's injured.
No, he's not.
Nketiah was injured.
He's not injured.
He scored against Fulham.
Saka or them
No, I think this week. This week.
No, I saw the training pictures. He's back.
Nketiah,
He might get injured. Maybe
he's like he's not there. He plays like he's not there,
Yeah.
but he's there.
So for me,
The old-fashioned centre forward.
I was checking today to check Arsenal's
Defense is in trouble.
attack. So I was thinking whether Nketiah is injured or not. But from what I hear, Nketiah is back. And I'm glad that Jesus is back, but you might want to start that game, so Nketiah will not play.
He's not fully fit.
I know, but he might start on the bench, yeah. So, and also, like you were saying, I want him to keep experimental and not to play so
Gabriel.
I like that experimental stuff and everything, and so I like that. I want him to keep experimenting
The coach should also experiment.
Yeah.
This is the Premier League.
Yeah, that way my bring Kulena playing. It's also an experiment. If you buy him and play. So I think it doesn't have hope in Dalo. Yeah, because for you to have a space for you to play, even our academy players don't want to play with them. But I understand this is Arsenal. They don't want to play that guy against Secka.
Yeah.
So we have Bruno. We have Rashford. Onana will be at his best that game. Onana will be at his best game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be key.
Very
He's going to
key,
be
yeah.
key to Man's play.
He's going
Also,
to be
now
key.
that Varane is not there, who is more, is like a leader there. So Onana is also
Plus long
sharp and
balls
everything. So
behind.
now, Onana is good based on the counter we have in that game.
Yeah.
Has to work put through. So now Rashford has to be more clinical. Anthony has to be like, he has to be at his best game, top notch. So then I don't know who's going to play 9 for us. Is it going to be Sancho, Martial? But I don't want who's going to play that game.
I forgot, honestly, I
Martial.
forgot about Martial and Sancho.
Sancho.
It's even better we play Rashford on the flank and play Martial or
Top,
Sancho
Yeah.
up top than playing Garnacho.
He did
and
that
playing-
pre-season,
and
which
playing-
worked.
Yes, and playing, yes, he was
Sancho
playing
was playing
as a
false nine.
false nine.
Yeah.
It's better to do that
And
than
he was
playing
terrorizing the defense then.
Rashford strike and
becomes
Garnacho
more
left
issue.
wing.
You know the kind of big games. You know Sancho scored against Man City last season.
Yeah.
He scored against
He's
Liverpool.
sort of a
again.
big
He scored against
Chelsea.
Liverpool. He scored against Liverpool. He scored a dribble
His first game
Zimmerman or
against
something like
Chelsea.
that.
His
So
first goal against
he
Chelsea.
scored against Chelsea again. So Sancho, against this team, my trouble their defense based on his skill and I know how to retain the ball.
Yeah.
We come close to him, he releases the ball to this thing. That kind of dribble, tendencies and everything. He has a play like McLaren and everything. So the top 9 is key to Man U winning this game. Our top 9 is key. The midfield for me, I think Bruno Casemiro will do it because this is the top EPA game. So Bruno and Casemiro will be at there like
Yeah.
you know, it's
They are
not
responsible.
No, of course.
You know, they are responsible.
They are
It's not like stuff.
They know.
Yeah.
If Arsenal score you, if it was Arsenal score 2, it's over.
They know. They know.
If Arsenal scores 2 goals, first
Yeah.
10 minutes is over.
So that's why I'm saying Ten Hag.
So
Like
that's what I'm not
I don't
going
really
to
that
I don't know what
guy.
Ten Hag will do.
He really prepares against Arsenal. He really,
I want
really,
to
really,
prepare
really
harder
does.
now, like prepare. I will
Because
just
for
go
me,
him.
I did not want to think of, yes, we played Arsenal in the preseason, we won them 2-0, we gave them a
Wow.
penalty
2
shootout,
notes.
we still won them
Oh,
again.
God.
But then I don't really rate.
That's preseason.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
preseason.
preseason 1.
Mm.
And I watched Arsenal in that game, and the Arsenal I watched in that game is not this Arsenal that I'm watching in the Prem. There was still something that maybe Teta was trying to do, or maybe like you said, maybe ETH outsmarted him and
Of course.
bringing Mount to charge one of the defense.
Yeah,
midfielders or something.
even the Sancho. Nobody expected Sancho to play false
But
nine.
But then this time around, I don't think Ateta is foolish enough to make the same mistake. You understand? But I feel he's going to come with something different.
But
Something of Arsenal of last season.
Arsenal, like,
Not what they did
look at this
this
game in
season.
a way that Arsenal drew their last match. If Arsenal won their last game, they come with this kind of momentum. So Arsenal the club there, that's why Arsenal didn't win the league last season because of the mindset, the mentality. If Man score Arsenal first, you do your last match, Man scores you first, and you
Arsenal
go.
will score us, man.
That we get to this kind of disarray there.
In 5 minutes.
Arsenal did this is he Fernandinho like this leadership congealed.
But I don't think that their last match is going to affect this match.
No, they actually play well against Fulham. It was like defensive errors, that proper defensive errors that like actually.
If Man scores first, it's a problem for Arsenal. If Man,
No.
no wait.
If
I know.
if Man
If
scores
Man
first, it's a problem for us.
I know.
Okay.
I know that Man is the team that you score them first, then Man you play better. Like I said, Man was the cow like last time. He did the play. That's what I'm
You're
saying.
repeating it.
I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at the game with tactical kind of view. You drew your last game and this thing, and if Man U scores first against Arsenal, I'm seeing Man U scoring 2 again. If Man U scores first against Arsenal, Man U score another one again. I don't know it's going to happen. It's going to be fast. It's going to be a fast this thing.
Fast-paced game.
Fast-paced game. No
Wish-
time for
I
them.
am afraid of
thinking.
what he's saying happening. If Man United scores 1 and scores 2, and it's still even in the first 20
First half.
minutes, even the first half,
I cannot watch that game.
it's not going to be good for us.
Mm.
Because that is when this thing I was talking about, the home factor will now come
You're
in.
not coming in.
Arsenal fans in the stadium, will our players be able to soak that pressure for 45 minutes? And our players are not going to
I
attack.
don't like.
So it's
I
going to
don't-
be 45
I
minutes
don't
of
like this
Arsenal
analogy
once.
about Arsenal fans because of
Okay,
for me,
now
can I
can
say something about
I
Arsenal
comment?
fans?
Okay.
Arsenal play Man City. What did the fans make any impact?
Of course, you watch the game.
Yes.
No, apart
Man City
Barca
was
always lose
that
the
game.
cup now.
No.
Lose this.
No, the game in
And
Emirates.
The game in the Emirates, we shot ourselves in the foot.
Man City
It
were-
was Gabriel's two mistakes.
Yeah, mistakes.
Like we actually had the game.
Yeah,
Like it was our game that
that's
day.
true, that's true. I agree.
The game in the Emirates, it was ours.
But Man City won. Like I don't like this kind of stuff. Like other teams come out, other big teams will come. But when you reach Man United, they say, oh, this person, the fan, Bissouma. Oh, the fans. It's not collect your points from them. Not collect it. Forget about the fans. Forget that. They always have the same. They didn't beat the new stadium. They always like that. If we get the 8 to that stadium.
But then, don't you think that is the reason why OT is a fortress?
Yeah, the home factor comes in. Yeah, it comes in.
It's the same
It
thing.
plays a big part. Like,
But another
Okay.
another thing that people are not factoring is Arsenal had 4 players in the team of the season,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And it was this yesterday, I think, 2 days ago, that the award ceremony was done. And we have a home game coming up. So those players would want to be on their A game
Yeah.
to show that they really
What
deserve
is-
to be
yeah.
in the team of the season.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're right.
So that's another. I know Bukayo Saka will be on his A game.
Of course,
Saliba will be
always.
on his A game.
Mhm.
Even Ramsdale, that is very shaky at home, would want to be on his A game, as well as Odegaard.
I think these quiet ones, they're very competitive.
that-
Saka is so
This
competitive.
you don't really expect to be at the 80. They always this is the best.
Oh, and I
players.
forgot our star boy
Who?
is the young
Who is?
player of the season.
Who else?
Saka.
Who's the star boy?
No, what they are saying, what they're saying now, what they're saying now, what they're saying now is what you have said over again. These are people to watch out for. These are the good players in Arsenal. And I'm playing for your coach to keep experimenting the lab. Give them. I'm afraid of Havertz because I know what that guy can do in that game.
Yeah,
He can
he's
go.
unpredictable.
And I don't want Chelsea fans to start using, look at Havertz, that is not score against the team.
He's scoring against United.
It's better Saka score.
Yeah, no, it's
And-
the
and
score.
Nketiah.
Hat-trick.
Yes, no, honestly.
No.
That's why I said I don't want a situation where Havertz uses us.
Let him not score.
And picks form.
And now they're
Then
talking about
the
it
man
now.
that now
He got football. He's now talking about it.
That's
He
how
can score.
football is. If the man was fit.
Don't be like
It's
you
the
know
same
on Twitter,
thing.
United 3.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
ready
you
to
come
play
and
now.
Jinx it every
Yes.
No, another thing again. Now talk about Havertz not to score. You go and score and start playing well. Start
swear.
playing, start dribbling. I don't want it. Please don't score. After Man you can score. But now don't score now because if he scores against Man U now, I
The
can't.
confidence is there.
The confidence is there.
United is scored against. He's
Yeah.
going to carry that.
He's going to carry that
for
along.
a long time.
That's it. So I'm afraid of him. Then Tossard again from the bench.
Bro.
Bring Tossard
Okay,
again from the bench.
prediction.
Yeah.
You have explained that.
So that's really evidence.
Prediction. Scores.
I give Man U the win Saturday on Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
2-0.
2-0.
Maybe
And
you
this
don't
one
believe
is
that.
just for you. Who will score your 2 goals? This one is just for
This
you.
is a prediction.
Yeah, like
I'm
prediction.
talking my
Who
sports.
scores the goals?
Yeah, who scores the 2 goals for you? This one is just for you. I'm just gifting you.
Shaking head.
Yeah, let's see Anthony.
Yeah.
Let's see Anthony.
The only
Yeah,
person I'm
I'm
afraid of is Rashford.
I'm looking at Anthony.
He
Anthony
always
might
has
be-
good
Anthony-
games
Anthony might
against
be
Arsenal.
caged.
Yes.
Rashford might be caged, but it's not Anthony. Our top 9. Who will play that 9? I don't know who's going to train them. Whoever plays in that is going to have the.
2 goals, but you don't know where it's coming.
I don't say 2 goals now. Casemiro can score.
Yeah.
I don't think Casemiro scored last one.
Yes,
Casemiro scored. So
Let's say Casemiro. One.
Casemiro has goals, Garnacho has goals,
Yeah.
Martial, Sancho.
So,
Anthony.
our top 9 scoring. I don't know.
I don't know whoever plays the
Top
nine.
9, yes.
Anthony.
He's going to score.
Okay.
Anthony.
And Anthony.
Yeah.
Alright, no problem. Thank you very much for that. This has been a very entertaining session, but we have to bring it to an end. Thank you, our viewers, for watching. And remember to follow Talk Hot Sports on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. Follow us, please. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And thank you very much for watching. See you soon.